Everyone, Chris here, Thrift Shop Hustler. It's been a little bit of a while since I gave you guys an update on the merch situation. Um, there's a couple videos ago where I started this journey, brand new account, and it was an older account. So luckily for me, I was able to get 25 listings. I know a lot of the newer accounts now just get 10. So I was able to have 25 designs listed, which today I actually listed my 25th design. So we'll see. And it was accepted, which is nice. All of my designs so far have been accepted, except for the ones that I did early on where I filled out all kinds of information and the details, and they would always get rejected. So I don't even fill that out. So anyways, I'm Chris, Thrift Shop Hustler. And I know some of you are new to the channel. I really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, please click this subscribe button right here. And I'm going to make lots of videos on merch stuff throughout the year. I'll try to do one about once a week. And we have other also, I do other shows regarding thrift shop hustling and pretty much like reselling on eBay and Amazon and stuff. So yeah, so let's get into it. It's been a little while, like I said. March was the first major month, I want to say, that I really went headfirst into merch, and I did some advertising and stuff like that. And to be honest, like I honestly found my niche, and what that means is it's like a subject matter, like let's say like fishing or boating or gymnastics or something like that. I'm really stoked that I actually found my niche, because I noticed that out of all my sales, and you can see my sales right here for the month of March, these were all in this niche. So I'm like, there's something to that. So I would highly suggest, when you're starting out, to do a couple different things and see what works. It's kind of sad, or not sad, but unfortunate, I should say, for those that are new that only get 10 designs, because you really can't test out the market too well with 10 designs, because you can literally find 10 super niches and try to see what that works, but you won't know for sure. For me, I had 25, and I was able to like kind of do stuff that I liked and stuff that I was very familiar with, and luckily like I found my niche. So I'm very, very excited. So I highly suggest, like, if you're a hunter and you're into hunting, start making just hunting shirts, like slogans that you've heard around hunting. Or if you're a fisherman, some of the things that's kind of funny or humorous or something like that. Try to go for something that you know first, because that's what. Well, honestly, that's what I did, and that's what works for me. It's not gonna work for everyone. So let's get into numbers here. I noticed that, okay, so I sold, let's see here, I sold 8 shirts this month so far, which to me is amazing, because literally we just started this account earlier this month. I've had this account for a while. I want to say I've had this account since November, and this month, after watching like Margaret's show, she's the Texas Gal Treasures, and I'll leave a link to her channel below, and you definitely want to subscribe to her, because she's like, honestly, literally the only one that I've seen that does merch shows on YouTube consistently. And she has 2 guests on. I forget their names. There's 2 gentlemen. They're like knee deep into this too, and I think those guys have like 500 designs in their tier is 500. I think Margaret's tier is 500 too, but I'm not completely sure. So I'll leave a link to their channel below. So after that video, please go check that out and show them some love. So anyways, yeah, so 8 shirts sold. The majority of them, I'm not even prepared. I should have been prepared for this, but I would say the most that sold for me was men's, black, and the sizes range from different sizes, but like extra large and 2X seem to be the ones that were most sellers. I've sold a couple of red shirts, and I think so, like, quite literally, I would say 6 out of the 8 shirts were black, and so just be aware of that. And there was some changes also on the 27th, which was a few days ago. Any new designs that get uploaded there's going to be 90 days before they get taken down. Before it was 60 days without a sale. And also, unfortunately, that doesn't retrograde. So basically what that means is older stuff that was listed a few days ago and before is still held up to that 60-day rule. So as long as you, like, let's say you like really enjoy a design, just go ahead and buy the shirt, you know, and I think that'll trick the algorithm so that that design will last another 60 days. And I buy a lot of my shirts, and I actually should probably do some videos on the quality and stuff like that, and I'll do that another day for sure. But anyways, I wanted to let you guys know that things are picking up. I've done the Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram ads and things like that, and I've noticed not really an uptick too much with using that. And it's kind of, there's some clicks to Amazon and things through that, and I can actually track that. And what I found is, for me, I think the most bang for the buck was the Pinterest ads. And I'll actually make a video. I really want to make a video about advertising because I've really been going knee deep into advertising through Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Twitter ads, Pinterest ads. I've even been doing YouTube ads. And I've been messing with a lot of that stuff, and I've learned a lot of great information. So I think if you want to see a video on how to advertise your products and things and kind of stuff for Amazon, leave a comment below. And depending on how many people comment, I'm going to do the video eventually, but it's not like on my radar for like something that I'm going to do like super quick. But I have learned a lot. And so I definitely suggest, see, the thing is, for me, I watch some YouTube videos on how to advertise, and you can actually do that too. You can watch videos on how to advertise in there's lots of great videos. And I just did it. I just threw myself into it and did it, and I learned, and that's usually the easiest way that you're going to learn. So as you can see, the last 7 days I had 2 sales. And to me, that's great. I watch a lot of videos, and people are like, you know, oh, I get 3 to 4 sales a day, and oh, it wasn't so good. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I would kill for 2 to 3 sales a day. Well, not literally kill, but figuratively. And so yeah, I mean, 2 sales in 7 days. It's honestly literally like passive income. And for me, I'm not really a graphic artist, but I can do graphic work. And thankfully, I've used Photoshop in the past, and I continue to use Photoshop for my artwork. So Photoshop comes very easy to me. So I'm able to use Photoshop to do a lot of these shirts. And if I was at a 500 tier, I can crank, like, if they just let me do it, I can literally probably crank 500 designs out in a weekend. And so, like, I cannot wait to get tiered up. I think the next tier is 100. I'm not 100% sure. It could even be 50. But I want to think it's 100. And once I get tiered up for that, they're going to limit you. I think the limits for my account is 2 designs a day. So at least, like, if for everyone that has like 10 designs, their limit is 10 designs, I definitely highly suggest creating as much as you can and just storing it away on your computer or on a little like zip drive or something. Zip drive, that's from the 90s. Oh my god. Does anyone remember iOmega zip drives? Oh my god, those were like, when they first came out, those were just the 100 megabyte ones. It was like game changer. Anyway, so like a USB jump drive, just so it's off your computer in case your computer crashes, and that's another whole thing, and I should probably do that, back up my stuff tonight, because the computers, they fail all the time. But anyways, I'm digressing. So yes, definitely check out the Photoshop stuff. I did a video a couple days ago. It might have actually been 5 or 6 days ago. And it had to do with how to make a simple Photoshop shirt. And a lot of programs have Photoshop. You could, you can even use older computers and use older Photoshop, because it's pretty much in all the Photoshops since the early 2000s and even in the 90s, they've kept kind of the same way things have gone as far as like resizing and fonts and things like that. So you can literally use old software. So if I highly suggest, if you have an old computer that's still doing Photoshop, crank it up and use it. I mean, there's all kinds of free software online. And for me, I went out and bought Photoshop a while ago, and it was like $20 for CS2, which was like maybe like a 10-year-old program. So check out that video that I did. It goes through the very basics, and even I go through like how to upload everything, so that if you're waiting for your merch account, you can at least watch that video. You know what? I'll make a link below on that video. So I got Margaret's channel below, and I got that Amazon link below for the merch. I'll actually put the playlist below so you can start from the beginning. And this is like the 4th video in the series, so you can catch up very easily. So that is that. And I wanted to mention that I mentioned Dafont.com, and we're going to get into that right now. So you're like, how do I get fonts? You know, I want to make a shirt that says like world's greatest sister or something like that, but I want to make it a cool font. So what we're going to do today is, as a little bonus to this video, I'm going to drop some knowledge on you guys. And today we're going to talk about Dafont.com. It's an awesome site. I know there's probably plenty of other sites that do fonts, but this is literally the go-to font place for me. So let's actually dive right into that. Let's make sure that my face isn't totally in the way. Okay, so here's Dafont.com. This is the home page, and as you can see, there's like recently added fonts, as you can see right here. And so let's say that you want to look for a Gothic font, and I kind of typed it in there preemptively, and click search, and it's going to load, and you scroll down to authors, and you're going to see all these different Gothic fonts, and you can see there's a lot of cool ones. Now the thing is, with Dafont.com, everything is not free to use, meaning you can use it for, like, everything on here you can use for personal stuff. Let's say you're going to make like invitations or something that you're going to just do around the office, like something that's pretty much not for sale. You can use all these fonts for that. But when it comes for commercial use, you're going to find that a lot of these are not going to be for commercial use, and there's licensing that you can buy. You can donate to the author. So a little trick with that is if you scroll down here to the side, as you can see, it says 100% free on this one. What does this one say? This one says Arsenal Gothic Font Factory. Okay, so you want to look for the ones that say 100% free. That means that you could absolutely use these for anything. So also they have free for personal use. That's going to be the most common one. And I think there's another one. Donationware. So like this one, this Mega Gothic one, I think if you donate like a couple dollars, you can use it or something like that, but it's going to be different for each font. So definitely check that out and keep an eye out for that. And Dafont.com is an amazing site. There's literally thousands of different fonts to choose from. And I'm not sure if you can sort through, like if you can just search for just 100% free ones. I'm sure you can. I've never done that. I usually just search for a kind of like a theme, like you can do Halloween themed stuff. And I'll just scroll down to see what is 100% free and what is not. And usually you can find amazing fonts that are free. You don't even have to deal with anything else. You download them. And also, here's a thing that is a pro tip. Once you download these, they're going to go to your download folder, which is usually on your C drive. Or if you're a Mac, it's going to usually go not on your desktop, but there's another little download folder. And you have to actually, for my computers, I actually have to drag those into the font folders. So there's plenty of videos on how to do that. I wish I had the time right now to sit and go on the desktop, but that would involve a lot of this and that. So, but basically, you're going to want to, and I think they're .tiff files. You're going to want to drag that into your font folder. And a lot of newer Windows machines, all you need to do is right click it and say add to font folder, and some of them will just do that. And actually some of them will actually do it automatically. But for me, I have a couple of older computers. This laptop is a little funny sometimes. Sometimes it asks me if I want to just add it to the font folder, and sometimes I have to manually drag it in there. So just remember that it's not going to automatically go into your Photoshop program automatically. And also, I think you have to close down your Photoshop program and turn it back on for the font to show up. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's actually a good tip just to do. Make sure you save your file, exit out, go back in, and it'll be in your little list of fonts. And you can see my video on the Photoshop tutorial that I did on how to do it with merch in the video below, and you can see that what that looks like in a Photoshop program. I know there's tons of free software, but honestly, if you're for my advice, if you're serious into merch and like you're gonna do this for the next few years, you might as well invest in some Photoshop software. You can get Illustrator. A lot of people swear by Illustrator. For me personally, I've never used Illustrator, and that's just my personal preference. It's like one of those things like apples and oranges, which one you like best. Illustrator works better as far as my nose is itchy today. It's like no. Anyways, you can Illustrator. You can do what is it called? It's not raster. Dang, I'm drawing a blank. But anyways, it's a way where you can resize it without losing any quality. And God, it's not raster. It's called something else. And it's funny because I know this, and I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. But anyways, Illustrator is good for that. And so I would definitely look into Illustrator and Photoshop. You can find a lot of that stuff on Amazon. You can find a lot of that stuff on eBay. I found my thing on Amazon, I want to say, like a year ago for real cheap. And that is different from today. It's day to day. So just look on, and you can use a student edition and all that kind of stuff. So it says you don't have to get the full suite. And what an Adobe suite is it'll encompass like Illustrator, Lightroom. You just have to really just get Photoshop, and you can just get that disk and make sure that it has the key code, so that when you put it on your computer, it's going to ask for the code, so that it's against like piracy things. So just make sure it has the key code, the key activation code. So make sure if you're going to buy older software that you contact the seller and you ask them, does it have the key? So anyways, we are getting off on a little bit of a rant here. So I just wanted to kind of update you guys on the sales. I've been doing pretty good. I just I just capped out at 25. So I'm hoping like, you know what? I've heard all kinds of things where like you have to sell 25 shirts to get a bump, or it's a time thing, or it's something. I don't think anyone knows for sure. So I'm kind of hoping, I can't wait to get that bump, because I'm going to be going all out of it. I already have, and my suggestion, here's another tip that maybe you haven't thought of, is I have a little notepad that I got at Walmart. It's like 29 cents, and I have a pen, and I carry this with me all the time. You cannot believe how many times I'll come up with an idea and I have to write it down or I'll forget. And also, you can just use your phone. You can just use your cell phone to do that too. There's a notes thing in there. And I should probably do that. But I mean, I'm so old school. Like, I'm almost 40 years old. And to me, like, just having a notebook and a pen makes more sense to me. I don't know what it is. I am not meshing well with technology. And you think I was a kid of the 80s, and you know, this whole techno, and I know how to do a lot of stuff technically, don't get me wrong, but I'd love just a pen and a pad. And so I definitely highly suggest investing in that. Even just to just buy it, like they're 29 cents, these little pads. So buy a whole stack of them, put them all through the house with a pencil next to them, and then you never know when you're going to get that great idea. Because honestly, these are the best selling shirts, of just those wild ideas that are just come out of nowhere. So let's go back real quick to merch by Amazon. So yeah, sold 8 shirts. Things are picking up. Doing advertising, and I'm not correlating advertising with sales. I want to say these are more organic, and I don't know the data for sure. I mean, I could look at the data for the advertising and see people are clicking them, but there's no way of telling if they're actually making the purchase through that click. So that's the hardest part to figure out. So definitely do that. If you want to see me make a video on how to advertise on different platforms, please leave a comment below. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video, if somehow this video helped you out. If you have any tips and tricks for me, please leave a comment below. I really appreciate it. I'm just learning just like you. I know there's a lot of great merch sellers that have a lot more information than I do. I want to make this a full-time business eventually, where I'm maxing out my caps and just consistently. I would also suggest a goal, and for me, my goal was to cap out, which I just did, and to at least get one sale a day. And once I start getting one sale a day, I'll be more confident in the next step and just putting goals and writing them down. And it's also good to have a goal, because it gives you something to shoot towards. If you don't have a goal, then you're kind of like dust in the wind, to coin a phrase. You're just flying in the wind and you don't know what's going. So having a goal, having some kind of structured destination, for me personally, helped out a lot. So, and I'm ranting again. So everyone, thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. Click the like button, subscribe. We're going to be making a ton of videos. You can watch my journey. I can watch your journey. And we'll see where this goes. So once again, thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate the support. This channel is brand new. Analytics are going like this, so that's good. And I'm going to keep creating engaging and educational commentary and content as much as I can. So everyone, thanks a lot, and we'll see you soon.